Well, the live part, I'm not totally sure about. Uh, check my pulse. Is it still there?
Yeah,
Good
you're
morning.
breathing.
I'm Rayford Brown,
And I'm Lee Barrows.
and today is
Wednesday.
Wednesday, Hump Day. I knew that. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very, very good. I had a restful night, mainly because cable was out, so I turned the TV off, and I actually slept. It's a
That's
lesson learned.
probably one of the best things in the world going.
Oh, it is, but I'm one of those that has to sleep with the TV on, which is very bad for you.
Yeah, I know.
Very bad.
Do it. I think is every night. Every night I go to
Yes.
sleep with the TV on.
Oh, I do too.
Y'all are watching. Sorry, pardon me.
You feel better?
I will. That and what my doctor tells me and gives me and stuff like that, I'll be doing fine. It is Wednesday, and there is a ton going on in the world. We got coming up this morning at 7:30.
Yes. 7:30. Commissioner Bennett will be in, and
Mhm.
he's gonna talk
Issues
to
about
us.
getting around.
Yes, issues about getting around.
Yeah, transportation, and looking forward to that. And Dr. Rose, oh, do I have questions for her
Oh,
this
I
morning?
bet you do. I bet
Maybe
you
we'll just
do.
go off mic for a while with her. Um, there's just a whole lot going around, and then we're on the brink of war.
I'm afraid so.
I am like, I just don't have that much ammo.
Oh, you better start stocking
I
up.
have been, but I
I have been also.
what is it?
So,
Red Dawn. One of our viewers yesterday, one of our callers yesterday, uh, talked about talked about Red Dawn, called it the Wolverines.
the Wolverines.
Wolverines were the group of civilians, the people who were left after our military was basically defeated. When all the parachutes dropped in, uh, they called themselves the Wolverines. And they didn't have military weapons. They didn't have the so called military looking ARs or anything like that. This is the original movie was called Red Dawn.
Yes. I watched that movie. That was a very good
I've watched
movie.
it several times, and it's like, okay, there, but for the grace of God can go us at any time. We haven't so far.
Well, this really worried me when the news broke yesterday about Iran threatening Saudi Arabia and the United States and targeting our
Iran is
troops over
nuts.
there.
Iran is nuts, people. They're crazy. The
Right.
whole, the civilians over there, I feel for them. They're in a situation with an oppressive government. Their government is oppressive. It's killing their women simply because they dress in a way that is they don't like.
Right. Right. Oh, it's horrible. And here we are at the holidays, the thoughts of our troops having to leave to go over there to protect our troops that are
We've got
there.
troops in Iraq right now, okay? And Iran is threatening to kill them,
Right.
to launch attacks against Iraq, which is where we are,
Yes.
and against Saudi Arabia. What's going on here? Why are we allowing this?
What worries me too
And what can we
is
do about it?
we have such a weak military right now because we
W-
have a weak president.
The,
I'll put
the,
it out there. We have a weak
the
president.
reason our military is weakened is because they just don't have the numbers of experienced individuals. You can
Right.
recruit all, even if you bring in the draft again, you can recruit all of the people that you want to put in there. You can get numbers in our armed forces. You cannot get experience.
Right.
You cannot get leadership. You cannot do that.
We have such young troops right now too
With no experience.
with no experience.
This occurred before in the 1960s.
Right.
We drafted people just to get numbers in there.
Just to get numbers
And
in.
you know what happened to those numbers?
Do tell.
They died.
Yes. I thought that's where you were leading to.
58,000
Yes.
of them died during a 10-year period of time. They were not experienced.
Young
They were
men.
just thrown into battle, and 58,000 plus of them died.
And that's why you have such a large number with PTSD and suicides among veterans.
22 per day veterans, most of them from that era,
Right.
die every day. Every day. 22 die every day by their own hand because they just can't take it anymore.
Well, you better go ahead and get your yellow ribbons out because I'm gonna tell you, we need to support our military. We
We
need to
do.
support, and I know you can't see it
It's
on
not,
air,
but I
but
can tell
this
you what, that's great. I love that
it's a
candle.
green candle that we have lit
Where
up.
did you get that?
Hobby Lobby, and I got some for
Really?
you. I got one for you to take home, and Kelly to take home. I bought a
Hmm.
pack of them, and I had to paint the light bulbs
That's all right.
green.
You done good.
But starting tomorrow, and of course, we're going to have Anthony Prince on tomorrow from Visit Jacksonville, NC, and
Mhm.
he's going to talk about this green candle to honor our
What it's all
veterans.
about. Yeah.
What it's all about. So, tune in for that. But
We'll keep it burning.
I have gone several times to many stores and I finally found some. And so, like last night, I painted the green light bulb. You can't see it on air, but it's there. We're here honoring our veterans.
Yes, we
As
are.
you know, I love my veterans. I'm the
Oh,
daughter
yeah.
of a veteran, and they're my heart. They're
Yep.
my heart. So we are honoring them. So Kelly, I got you one, and I've got one for you to take home too. And you can put them in the window. They have suction cups,
Mm.
and you can turn them on. And when you turn them on, they will last for 8 hours and then go off and then come back on at the same time the
Oh,
next night.
That's
So
cool.
make it easy.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. I I just got so much to be thankful for in this period of time we're getting ready to get into,
That's
the
right.
Thanksgiving period of time and Christmas. Got so much to be thankful for, and then I got so much. I need Kelly.
You need a counselor.
I need.
You need to lay on
I
her
just
couch for a while.
I need a couch right back here.
Right. Well, we have one in the other room.
Yeah, no mic is in there.
But that scares me when I come in if you're laying on the couch. I'm like, oh, what's wrong?
I wasn't laying on the couch. I just couldn't get up moving very fast this
Right.
morning.
Well, that's understandable. We all have those mornings.
Uh,
Yesterday, I was out of sorts. And I came in here and I couldn't even talk right. But, this morning we all rested.
well, you can do all the
yeah.
talking you want.
No, that's okay.
Coming up, at 7:30, we do have Commissioner Bennett in here, County Commissioner. So anyway, looking forward to that.
Let me give you my vote report. As of Monday, votes cast in
2 days
Onslow
ago, yeah.
County. Yes, because
Okay.
it's always a day behind on the vote tracker
Mhm.
when we're on air anyway. 13,761 voters in Onslow County. So we're
Out of
reaching
117,000.
117,000. I think it was 688. That was as of October. And of course, the Republican Party's got numbers of 5,660, unaffiliated, which is you, 4,204,
We
Democrat,
wait.
3,847.
Well,
The
that's pretty much
Democrats,
all. That's pretty much all of them,
I'm going to tell you what, Democrats are picking up out here.
percentage wise.
And of course, we have Libertarian at 50. So,
Okay, so the Democrats with only 26,000
right
registered,
around
and
26,000
they've got
last I looked.
4,000
Right. But
percentage-wise for.
they're starting to pick up numbers here
Well, yeah.
because
Well,
first
they're all
week it was
voting.
really low.
They're all voting early because
they are.
They.
We're still at the 65-year-old average age of voters.
I still have not voted. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote until really close. I may vote before, but I'm not going to vote
right
until I've decided that these people are not going to do something stupid enough to make me not want to vote.
Well,
for
there's
them.
been a few that
I
but
know.
on the state ballot, on this in the state races, but locally, it's not too bad.
Well,
but
I tell you what, you better reach out to your
to
young,
who?
yeah, on the state level. You better reach out to somebody between now and 2024,
Right.
because I'm
Yes,
getting a
gonna be
little
some.
irritated.
Yes, I understand.
Good morning, this is Steve.
Good morning. This is Steve.
Well,
Hi
good
there.
morning,
That's
Steve.
How
what I
y'all
just
doing
said.
today?
Okay.
Oh, we're here. We're doing good.
I got you.
How
I
about
got you.
you?
Man, I got a bit of a bone to pick with y'all this morning right off the bat.
Why?
Oh,
Mercy.
stop it. Go away.
Why? What did we do?
I don't even know what word to call it, how I feel about this situation that y'all would dog the U.S. military in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and call them weak.
We're not dogging.
No, wait. No,
we're
let
not
me finish.
dogging
Let me finish.
Hold on. Let me just
No,
tell you
let me
what I'm
finish.
saying.
Let me finish.
I will.
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm not dogging the military. I'm dogging the lack of experience that we're getting. But thank God the Marine Corps is the only member, the only unit of our armed forces right now that is maintaining its presence.
What do we say to dog the
man.
military?
My
You know, I
God.
love my military.
Because
My God.
I'm talking about in numbers with
Can I finish?
experienced
Can I
people.
finish what I said?
Now you may go.
Now I may go.
Yes.
You're dogging the U.S. military, and you ain't made no stipulations about the Marine Corps as an exception for that. And the whole reason you're dogging the military is because you're not happy with who's in the White House right now.
No,
Not because you have any actual facts to just sustain what you're saying.
No,
and as far as military experience, Rayford, if you stop and think for just a minute, there's 25-year-olds over there that have done 2 tours of duty in combat.
Yep.
And you say that they're not experienced.
Marines.
Our military is more experienced right now than it has been in the last 20 years. They have engaged in combat in two arenas of combat for the last 20 years. And you say we have no experienced military. I bet you they would argue heavily with you over that. So that's what I want to say. You ought to be ashamed of yourself that you're going to dog the military because you don't like Joe Biden. The military. That's ridiculous. Yes, you are.
No.
You did, Rayford. You sat right there and said our military is weak. Both of you said that. Both of you said it. You didn't say our military is weak except for the Marine Corps. They're still good. You said our military is weak, man. And what it is y'all just trying to dog anything and everything you can because you're not happy with who's the president.
Well, apparently we didn't even mention who's the president. We didn't even mention the commander-in-chief. I did not.
You did. You did. Go back and listen to it. That's exactly what you said.
What did I say?
Because of the administration, because of the president. You said it was because of him that our military was so weak. That's exactly what you just said. You go back and listen to it.
Here are the facts. We have everybody, all of the units have problems retaining the experienced individuals. They're getting out earlier than normal. They're getting out after one tour of duty, one tour, period, bottom line. They are, except for the Marine Corps, which I had not gotten to yet, they're the only unit in our armed forces that's retaining at least as many as they've had. They are not losing numbers, but all branches are having problems keeping experienced individuals. Yes, 25 years ago, when this crap started, and it has no reflection on the administration. I'm going to tell you that right now. Our commander-in-chief, it doesn't matter who the commander-in-chief is. It's all of the units across the board.
It don't matter who the commander-in-chief is, Rayford, but my whole point is that's not what you just said a while ago. That's not what you said at all. And your exclusion of Marines is something that you're amending your comment.
No.
So that's what I'm trying to say is your comment is what it was.
Well,
you can sit here now and try to amend that comment and say it didn't include this.
You got to go back and listen to us for the last, 2 weeks when these facts and figures came out, because we talked about the Marine Corps, and they're not all of that. Our Marine Corps is the only unit of our armed forces that has retained at least the same numbers.
I'm not trying to argue those facts with you. What I'm trying to argue with you is the statement you made. The statement you made, not what the actual facts are, because what the actual facts are and the statements you make aren't always aligned. I'm trying to say the statement you made this morning. You shoid apologize to the Marine Corps.
I'm not going to apologize to the Marine Corps.
You did not mean to include them in that statement.
No,
I think you would apologize to all the military who are out there serving while you're sitting there on a radio show.
Totally.
I have some numbers for you right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. As of right now, 25 and under, 600,455 active duty.
Ouch.
26 to 30 years of age, 285,736. 31 to 35 years of age, 197,472. 36 to 40,
Is that
144,000.
all of the armed forces?
That's all the armed forces.
Mm.
229 and 41 and over, 105,930. And what we're referring to is these young ones, 18 to 25, that have just gotten into the service, have been in the service a couple years, and really haven't done a lot of serving overseas. That's the ones that we're worried about. And we're not saying they're inexperienced as a bad thing. We're just saying they have not yet been
They're
to a
not
lot of deployment.
seasoned.
They're not seasoned. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
we mean. Because we
Okay.
love our
And
military.
I'll give you that, but you explain to me when that has not been the dynamics of the military in years past. That
From
the majority of
We're
the
not
military is
talking
not
years
young
past,
people.
though.
2001 until
Right.
But what I'm
After
saying is, prior to
9/11.
2001, prior to 2000, you still had a lot of young recruits.
we will
The majority
always.
of your recruits are not going to be over 25 years old. They never have been. The majority of the recruits are going to be
Absolutely,
under
recruits.
25.
However, the people who are getting out after serving 4 years or 8 years or
Yes.
tour of duty,
Right.
after that, we have fewer of those than we've had in the past,
And we bring in new.
and we bring in new. But they have to look up
We
to
have
their
a higher
leader.
we have a higher turnover rate in the last 20 years, is what you're saying. That people aren't staying in as long as they used to. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Probably less than 20 years. I'm talking about
Yes, I
some
think so.
Right.
after
Okay.
after
But look at
2010,
what kind
for
of service
instance.
a lot of those people have had to give
Yes.
over the last 10 years. It ain't 8 years of sitting behind a desk. It's 8 years of climbing through the mountains of Afghanistan. So, yeah, you're going to have some people who get out, they might not stay in 20 years after 8 years of that. They may be ready to get out and go home. So, I mean, there's all kinds of factors involved. But anyway, my main point is that y'all made a general statement that on its face was insulting to the military.
It's not.
And I don't think that that's the direction y'all want to
Neither
go with.
one of us, and especially me, have anything to say bad about our military except the retention rate. People are getting out because they're ticked off. You know that.
I get that.
You
I
know
get
that.
what you're saying now.
They're
And I
as
agree,
ticked off
with
as
what
I
you're
am
saying now.
with the leadership, not just the commander in chief.
I get what you're saying now. And in this way that you're explaining it now, well, that's much more palatable. But go back. I'm not going to argue with you no more about it. Go back after the show's over and listen to what you said and how you said it.
Well,
And
right
see if
now,
you still think that I'm wrong.
the one branch
Anyway,
of service
I
that
made my
has the
point.
highest retention rates in the
It's the Marine Corps.
military, Coast Guard.
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard.
Well, yeah, well.
Mhm.
Coast Guard.
Clocks in mid to upper 90% range. And it says the
Go
Army's
Anyway.
Coasties.
The Army's
Another-
attrition was the highest of all services at 35.9, followed by the Marine Corps at 32.2%, the Navy at 32%, and the Air Force, that surprises me, at 30%.
I'm not surprised.
That surprises me.
But at any rate, that wasn't really what I called to talk about this morning. But when if you say something about the military, you're walking on the fighting side of
I'm
me.
not talking bad about
Hey,
the
I
military.
grew up in the
If
military.
you didn't, then I apologize
You don't
for
have to
accusing you
apologize.
of
That's a
that.
sign
But
of weakness.
I would
So
say
what else you got to
go
talk
back
about?
and listen to what you said, and because I believe what you said gave a different sentiment. But if I mischaracterized it, I apologize.
So what'd you call about?
What I wanted to call about was the last caller that called yesterday, who talked about me and talking about Trump, and said that he wished that I would just let it go, that people like me would just let it go. And then the irony is the very next thing out his mouth is he wishes I would talk about Hillary Clinton more. Do you see the insanity in that statement?
No,
That
I
he
do
was-
not
he
see
was telling me I
insanity.
didn't-
What do you think about Hillary?
Here's the thing.
Let's go back
Hillary
to 2016. How about we go back to 2012?
Every time I get back a Republican in a corner over Donald Trump, they want to pull out Hillary Clinton. I'm not dogging Donald Trump to defend Hillary Clinton. I'm saying that they are two separate people committing two separate crimes.
Mhm.
You don't go into court and say that I'm innocent of larceny because that person over there committed murder. It's a childish argument to bring up another person that you think's committed crimes to defend this person who committed crimes. That is a schoolyard argument.
I'm going to agree with you that one, Steve. And it goes back to every state trooper that I've ever met, ever worked with, every state trooper in any state that I've been around will tell you the same stories. I was on the interstate and I was running radar and just like what state troopers have to do. And everybody not everybody, but people that I stop will say, well, you know, that guy up there, he was doing the same speed that I was doing. Why'd you get me? Why did you get me? Because for violating the law.
Mhm.
And you didn't get him.
Right.
Well, I caught you because my radar picked your butt up.
But
Not because
that's
he
my
was
answer to
innocent.
it.
Not because he was innocent, but you're guilty. I got you dead to rights.
But anyway, my point on that is that if you want to talk about Hillary Clinton and the things I don't like about her, that's a discussion we can have.
I really don't
But
want to talk about her.
Don't try and use that as a defense against the argument on Donald Trump. That's ridiculous to even bring her up in that conversation. But
that's deflecting the blame.
As far as it's just what it's deflecting is what it's called, and you can study the art of conversation, and you can see that that's a tactic that people use all the time. Politicians use it extensively, and they even train to do that. How to deflect, how to shift to a different topic or whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyway, as far as letting it go over Donald Trump, the thing that everybody that says that seems to miss is that Donald Trump is on tour every week, going in front of a camera, going in front of people,
he is,
and still telling this same untruth, still spreading this disinformation. Some of it is even downright lies. And so it's not that I'm not letting it go; it's that he hasn't stopped. You can't let go of something that somebody is consistently doing.
And neither has Hillary. She hasn't let it go either. She's still deflecting the same lies. But I'm not.
But she's not on tour, man. She's not going around preaching to people.
She's on TV. She goes on talk shows. She does all sorts of stuff and says the same stupid stuff.
No. You're mixing apples and oranges, right?
No,
but
I'm not.
I would be with you. Yes, you are. I would be with you if that what you're saying is true. Well, she does go on talk shows.
Yes, she does.
And the talk show host asks her specifically a question about the 2016 election, and she answers it. Donald Trump, every time he gets in front of a camera, whether he's asked or not, he don't say that he has some problems with the election or there was some things that he wasn't, that he didn't like. He comes out and says it was an outright stolen, that he won by a landslide, that Joe Biden's the illegitimate president, and he's been preaching that every week.
That's
every opportunity for 2 years.
That's political rhetoric. Absolutely, we all.
I know that.
Can I interrupt for just a minute?
My point is that's why you can't let it go.
Can I interrupt?
Hillary Clinton's not going to rallies every week telling people that she won and that it was illegitimate and that the Republicans stole it. She never, not once has she said that the Republicans stole it. She says that the Russians interfered, and she's got plenty of evidence to back her up on that. But I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying that she does have all the intelligence community says that that's true. The Republican Congressional Senate Committee, headed by Mark Rubio, said it was true. And I'm not saying it's true, and I'm not saying that made her lose. I'm saying that she's not preaching like he's preaching, and she at least has some receipts to back up the things that she does say.
Oh, yeah, I know. Fusion gave it to her.
What I'm trying to say is that's the reason why people won't let it go over Donald Trump. It's because Donald Trump has not let it go.
Well, Donald Trump's popularity. Donald Trump among the Republicans out there is scoring extremely low.
Yes,
he is not a Republican. He's not the leader of the Republican Party.
Well, being that we're late
you
for
would think that.
Oh, I know that. He is a leader among the people that come out to see him. His visual is much greater. The only thing is his optics among Republicans is a lot greater than Hillary's is among Democrats. Why? Because he gets these people out. As far as total numbers at all of these rallies, everybody that goes to a Trump rally is a Trump supporter. Overall, among the total number, do the math. Good God. if you get what 10,000 people at a Trump rally, I don't know how many there are. If you get 10,000 people at a Trump rally, every one of them supporting Trump, 10,000 ain't nothing.
Right. Well, look, after we
Mathematically
come back
speaking.
from our commercial that we're late for,
Yep.
I've got something I want to read you concerning the military. And this is what we were referring to.
All right, Steve. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I had a little bit more to say, but we'll leave it there, I guess.
Yeah, we're up against the clock right now.
Yes.
I got you.
All
All
right.
All right.
Thanks, Steve.
Take care. You're live and local. Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Take a deep breath, right?
I'm good. I
Yeah, I
mean,
know
you know,
you are. I'm not.
I'd fight for my veterans. If I could just like suit up and go overseas with them, I would.
Oh,
But
you know what?
won't take
It'd
me.
be great before we get into our weather. It'd be great for just the old people out there to, as long as we did not have to jump over those stupid barricades and run whatever it is, run around the course here and there and everywhere, we'd be fine.
Right,
Because we could go out there. We ain't got that much to live for.
right.
So why not
Well,
just go
I
out there?
do.
Well, well,
Wait
you're
a
not
minute.
you're not old yet. But I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm old.
we can go out there and we can do things to people and bad people in a
Well, I
heartbeat.
tell you what, let's talk about something good. Let's
Yeah.
talk about this beautiful weather we have coming up here.
There's not a whole lot
Whew.
much better than to have a sale on a couple of lures for fish that are biting right now, right?
Right.
If you're gonna go fishing, why not go fishing when a species out there that you want to catch, and you can buy the lures cheaper than you could normally?
Absolutely.
I
need a new fishing pole.
For king mackerel. Oh, do you?
Yes, I do.
I know they got some little tiny ones out
I
there
need to
for
come by.
kids.
No, I want to.
You want a full-fledged one?
I want a
Bring
woman's
it
fishing.
on.
Yeah, that's right.
For king mackerel, a 3.5-inch long drone spoon this time of year is a good thing to be using for kings. All right. They love artificial bait this time of year because there ain't that much live bait for them. Normally, this 3.5-inch long drone spoon sells for $17.99. On sale right now, $11.99.
Nice.
Do the math on that one. A 2-inch drone spoon, regularly $14.99. Save $3 and spend only $11.99. Halo shad, 1/8-ounce green tigers, normally $8.39 for a 3-pack. A 3-pack now today through November, $6.99. 1/4-ounce 3-pack of smoke halo shad, regularly $9.29, now only $7.99. Speckled trout love going after the halo shad soft plastics. I've caught a bunch of them on them over the years. Sea King #1 planers, $10.99. Procure Menhaden Super Gel gives you a little extra edge. You just put it on your bait, whatever your bait is. It's saved $2 on that right now. It's on sale for $5.99. All of this and a whole lot more, and we'll talk about it the next break as well, the next weather break, while supplies last at Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Northeasterly winds today, 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5, about 2 feet near shore. If you can get through the inlet, you'll be good. Dominant period, 8 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop tomorrow. Northeasterly winds again. They're running 15 to 20 tomorrow, kicking up a little bit. Gust to 25 knots. Seas 3 to 5, except 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers are going to get choppy tomorrow. And Friday, easterly winds 10 to 15. Seas 4 to 6 feet.
Nice. Today is mostly sunny with a high near 74. North wind 5 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 55. Thursday, a slight chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 73. Northeast wind 6 to 10 miles per hour with gust as high as 16. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low of 58. And Football Friday, which you can
That's
listen
what I was
to
getting ready
on
to ask you.
WSME Live. Mostly sunny with a high near 78. Northeast winds 7 to 10 miles per hour coming east in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 15. And Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 61. Perfect weather for football.
Easy,
Perfect.
easy doing. So not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah, it's nice. In
Yeah.
fact, yesterday I had to turn the air back on. It was like 80 in my house. And I was like,
Well, Friday night football,
perfect.
Cards are going to
Rocky Mountain,
Rocky
right.
Mountain, and they're going to kick some butt.
And
up there at Rocky
WSME
Mountain.
will be there airing it live on 97.1.
This is one of the playoff games.
That's right.
All right, we're back, and Royce Bennett, Oslo County Commissioner, joining us this morning.
Well, good morning.
Can we even
Royce.
get there from here? Can we get anywhere from here?
We can. It's a little more difficult than we'd like it to be, but yeah, it's we're working on that all the time. Transportation planning is a 30-40 year process. It's crazy. Yeah. We're working on projects now that start in 2029 and 2030 and started in 1999.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a interesting undertaking, and the way those things are funded, you got this limited amount of money at the state level that filters down all the way to our local level. And
How politically
uh,
motivated is that money at the state level, for instance? Depends upon who's in office.
well, the legislature changed the way the formula works about 10 years ago, so that it's not nearly as political as it used to be. It's a very complicated formula, but it requires that you look at the amount of traffic and the the crash history and the seriousness of the crashes and all this. They weigh all this different stuff. Um, there's not really that much political calculation in it.
Mhm.
It's just that we get limited funds for Onslow County and have to figure out.
Oh
How
yeah,
to,
we way down here on the coast, so y'all
Wait.
don't need as much as we need in Raleigh.
that is
Charlotte,
yeah. I mean, that does happen.
I-85.
We don't get as much funding as they do up that way, and a lot of it's because of the population that's up there compared to here. But we got a really good proactive metropolitan area transportation program that we work on. We meet regularly and plan for future projects and try to advocate to the state level the projects that we think are most important
So you
in
guys
Onslow
meet
County.
on the county commission. You guys meet with DOT?
Not the county commissioners.
Really?
That's right.
Why?
Well, that's what the transportation advisory board does. That's what I sit on.
I'm still
I sit on the
amazed.
transportation advisory board.
Thank you for that.
Uh,
I'm still amazed that DOT doesn't come in on a regular basis, quarterly or whatever, and explain to you what's coming up.
If the commissioners asked, that's something that Anthony Prinz, I think you've got him
Yes.
on tomorrow.
Yes.
We
He's
do.
the director of the transportation for the Metropolitan Urban Transportation Project, and
Mhm.
and he could certainly fill in the commissioners on all the
Right.
projects that are going on. We have met with him before. Um, he is part of when we have a joint meeting with the city of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
He usually does
So,
transportation
I like that.
presentations for us. So,
Right.
yeah. So the commissioners, I guess, do get an update that way. He's actually more informed about what's happening in Onslow County in transportation than the state DOT people, because you got the after after Anthony, then you've got the regional people who are dealing with, I don't know, 15 counties all over Eastern North
Mhm.
Carolina. And then you got the state people that are dealing with all 100 counties. So they don't have a clue what's going on in Onslow County except what we tell them. So, we try to keep those projects moving, and we score these projects and say which ones are the most important for Onslow County.
Mhm.
The most important project that we have right now is the 258, 54, 24, 53 intersection, which is where you come off of the bypass.
Oh yes, that's a horrible intersection. Scares
Horrible
me.
intersection. 145 crashes there in the last 5 years, and they're rarely minor crashes there.
Right.
Well,
They're
yeah.
usually
major.
serious.
You can look
They're
at the skid
serious
marks
crashes.
as you approach
There's
that,
been
that
some loss
traffic
of
light
life
there.
right there too.
Right.
So
right.
do we look at intersections and highways and look at based upon body bag count or what?
That is part of the equation.
It's
The
disgusting, isn't it?
number of crashes. Yeah, I mean, you got to look at how many. The bad thing about transportation and the is it's always behind the times. I mean, you can't get the state to fund a project because you think that next year it's going to be a problem, or 10 years from now it's going to be a problem.
So we don't
It's
look
not
at the
until you have a
future?
problem, and then, well, we're that's what we're trying to do. Yeah. but there's some element of history that's you got to have the traffic, you got to have the traffic volume in order to qualify for most of this state money.
Yeah.
So that's where it leads to Raleigh and Mecklenburg County, Charlotte. If they've got the traffic volumes that justify more
We need a crystal
traffic
ball.
money. We do need a
We need
crystal ball.
somebody who can look at it
That'd
and
be
read
nice.
it and know what's likely to occur in the future. I mean, we do for other projects. We do for schools.
Oh yeah, we're working
do
all the
it.
time
We-
to plan for schools and
We look at even neighborhoods to see what kind of impact that's going to have. We got a planning group that does that.
Well, what happens is, and we try to find smaller projects that we can fund quicker to address the safety issues. For example, Gum Branch Road. Gum Branch Road is horrible.
Yes.
It needs to be 4-lane, but in order to do that, it's going to be years in the making because it's going to be a huge expense. So what we've done in the meantime is we've gone in and looked at the intersections that are the most hazardous and the curves and the places where people run off the road. And we're in the middle of a project now where we're widening some of the Gum Branch Road. We're putting in turn lanes in some of the intersections,
Okay.
and like Cowhorn Road, where we're squaring off the intersection,
Yes.
and there's going to be a traffic light there because that's been a
Really?
really hazardous
Yeah,
intersection.
that is a bad one.
Yeah, so those kind of things are not as costly as having to do the whole project. Gum Branch is going to be tough because the
It's
houses
gonna
are
be
too
tough.
close. The houses are too
Yeah,
close
they've
to the
already
road.
taken away
Yeah.
some of their yard when they widened the shoulders years
Well,
ago.
look at Piney Green Road. It took 28
That's-
years to get that project done.
28 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same
Yeah,
way
I'm
on
still
Gum
in
Branch.
high school, yeah.
You got plenty of
They're gonna have to-
you got plenty of barrels out there somewhere because they
Yes.
were all on Gum Ranch Road at one point. I mean,
Did you know
Piney Green
that's
Road at one time.
North Carolina's state flower?
Hey,
Those orange barrels?
it was on Piney Green Road. Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back. We're back, maybe.
Yes,
Royce
sir.
Bennett, County Commissioner, in the studios with us. Then thank you, Royce,
He always
for
gives
coming
us
in.
so much information when
does.
he's here.
When he's here, when he calls in, he's always got something to offer up.
Yes.
So when's our next major highway project going to impact us here in Oslo?
So yeah, I was just looking at at what's coming up, and we've got the Parkway extension. I don't know if you know where the
Yes.
Jacksonville Parkway
Yeah,
ends at Western Boulevard.
Please.
That's going to be extended over to Ramsey Road.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's
It's going to happen before I die?
well, if you can. Well,
I'll be
that
100
depends
years
on how
old.
long you can make it. That is scheduled for right of way and utility work in 24.
Okay.
And then
that's
now
a couple
that's
of
only
years
a couple years away, and then construction in 26.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's likely to take a year or two to complete the
No doubt.
construction. So it'll
So
probably
what's that going to
28.
do? We're going to go
But- yeah.
that road, now, the bypass now, that drops us off
At Western Boulevard,
Yeah,
yeah.
on Western, but
You'll be able to.
near what is it, Henderson Drive,
Yeah, it's near Henderson Drive. Yeah.
where all the traffic congestion is.
Yeah, yeah.
Why wasn't that
Yep.
done in the first place?
Well, it's all money. It's all about money. It's all about money.
Anything about
You
politics?
can only get so much money to do these projects, and
But it will go way
you do.
down, all the way down to Ramsey
it'll go to
Road?
Ramsey Road, and then we're going to improve Ramsey Road over to 17. So you'll be able to
Up there, Germa-Kellum area.
skip.
Kellum
Yeah,
Lake,
you'll be
yeah.
able to skip all of that Western Boulevard.
That would be
pretty
good.
much. Yeah.
I try to
And
do
then
that every day.
And then another exciting one for me is the air station interchange. At the air station,
Yeah.
there's going to be an interchange. To get onto the air station, that's scheduled for 27. Right away in 27 and construction in 29. So those are coming up. As far as transportation projects,
Yeah.
fairly quickly.
Well, we're certainly glad you're on the transportation board, so we'll know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
good.
you know,
Good
Ed,
information.
When I was driving back and forth to Wilmington every day, commuting way back when, I cannot imagine. It was a 62-mile trip for me to one way. There were 57 traffic lights
Ow.
between where I got left home and by the time I got to the place I worked. 57 traffic lights over 62
Wow.
miles.
Wow.
Now, you got to understand there are many, many miles in between that there were no traffic lights.
Mm-hmm.
57.
You did probably get
potential-
rid of a lot of them with the Hampstead bypass.
I can't wait for that. I go to visit my daughter in Hampstead, and it takes me longer going through the city than it does getting there from
It's not a
Jacksonville.
city.
Well, town.
It's not a town.
What is it?
A crossroad.
Okay.
A lot of crossroads.
Lots of them right there. I mean, we used to back when we could drive from here to through Hampstead. We didn't even have a traffic light.
I
in
know
those
it.
days.
I know
we should
it.
make
Two-lane road.
we should make sure people know that you can look at all of these transportation projects. You can see a map of exactly where these roads are
Really?
going.
Okay.
If you go online to jumpo-nc.org,
Jump.
it's Jumpo, JUMPO. That's Jacksonville Urban Metropolitan Planning Organization.
Okay. I got it.
Jumpo
Thank God.
dash
-nc.org.
nc.org.
And you can go to the map and you can actually see where these roads are going to go eventually, and you can see the schedule and the timing for when we're supposed to be buying right away and when they're supposed to start construction. And it's a good resource for people to be able to keep up with what's happening in Onslow County.
Right. I'll put that on our bulletin board because that's
Absolutely.
interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's take a break. You're live in Local Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And we're back. And remember the transportation group here, Royce Bennett, is one of the 7 Onslow County commissioners that we have. We got anything other than transportation that we need to look forward to this next year, 2 years? What do we got going down? What's impacting you guys the most?
Well, the
Schools.
yes, I mean the normal stuff that we're working for, the future of Onslow County schools. The landfill expansion is a big deal. People don't realize that if we didn't have a landfill to take our trash to, and we had to haul it away like they do in some other counties, it would cost our citizens huge amounts of money.
Do we take trash from other counties?
We don't. No.
Oh, good,
No.
because I know a number of counties they do that.
Right.
They make money off of it, but they use up their space too.
Yeah, that's a $20 million project to expand.
How
the
about
landfill.
incinerator?
We've
discussed?
looked at incinerator, and that's not economically feasible
Really?
because of all the EPA stuff you got to do. I mean, you can't just burn it and let the smoke go in there. You got to catch the smoke and do whatever you got to
Yeah.
do to it. And
Good point.
it's crazy. But so many things we do out there to try to save the taxpayers money. We recycle the methane gas that comes out, and we generate electricity with the methane
Really?
gas. Yes, sir.
Oh, well, that's good.
See,
We generate
things
a lot
we
of
just don't
electricity.
even know, right?
Yeah. So and with the shredder that we bought a couple of years ago, we're saving tons of space. We're shredding tires that we can use for roads and
That's what I was just going to ask.
Recycles.
What do you do? How do you recycle those into roadway projects?
we can use them on the roads in Onslow County, not on state roads,
Right.
but we
Really?
can use them. Yeah, they won't use them on state roads because I think it's because of the metal in the
The steel
the
welded
Right.
stuff.
steel
Yeah.
belt stuff.
Right.
I think that's what it is. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, I mean, we pretty much reused them. One of the other things we can use the tires for is cover. The EPA rules require every day before they leave at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they have to put like 2 inches of cover over everything that's deposited that day,
Oh, wow.
so things don't blow away.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
And we used to have to you either buy dirt or you dig up dirt somewhere, or we tried at one time some kind of spray stuff that they sprayed. Now we can take the tires. You can use the tires to cover
Okay.
as cover because they don't blow away.
That's so
Of course,
interesting.
that
Yep.
ground is of no use as you cover it up, right?
That's right. Yeah, there's not much else you can do with it. Look, I know you guys are fixing to get have
Dr. Rose.
Dr. Rose call in, and I just wanted to say real quick, I appreciate the opportunity to work for the citizens of Onslow County. I love what I do. I love serving the citizens, and I hope that they'll give me another 4-year term. I'll be on the ballot. I'm on
That's
the
right.
ballot this time.
You're at the bottom of the ballot.
My
huh?
name is at the bottom of the ballot, thanks to the luck
Bennett.
of the draw.
Bennett,
Yeah,
you look like it would be
yep.
near the top.
You think Bennett would be at the top?
Well,
but
see,
they-
next go around, you needed to demand they pick it right.
Yeah, they need to pick the right letter at
Yes.
the Board of Elections at the state. But I'd love to help continue serving the citizens for another 4 years. If they would give me their vote, I'd appreciate it. Start at the bottom, vote for Royce.
There
Let's
you
keep
go.
Onslow
All
County
right.
strong.
All right. very
Thank
good.
you.
You got my vote.
Royce Bennett, we appreciate you coming in, sir, and appreciate what you do even in between elections.
Yes.
So that's
I know.
that's always a good
he
thing.
gives us so much
He
information.
does. And,
I mean, I learned a lot new today. I didn't.
I-
Our county's good. I mean, all
Well-
that recycling and that's great. Great
absolutely.
information.
Thank you, Royce. We do appreciate it. Let's take a break. Fox News is right now. You're live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Well, if you were watching during the commercial break there, the Fox News break, you would have seen
We're moving our candle so you
Lee
can see it.
repositioning the candle.
Right. You can't see that it's green, but it's green because
Run
of the
out there
bright
real quick,
lights in
light,
here.
turn the light out.
Oh, okay.
Just turn the lights
All
off
right.
for just a second.
All right, don't get
So y'all just bear with us. Oh, uh-oh, it's going to be dark when you try to come back in here. Ah,
nice.
yes.
All right.
Leave it.
Leave it.
Leave it off for a minute.
Okay.
We'll get Dr. Rose on here in just a second. Actually, he got quieter when he got dark.
Yeah. Okay, that was a little spooky trying to get through
But,
the room of all
you know,
the
we
equipment.
should have done this during Halloween, before
Yeah, we
Halloween,
could have
because
done that.
this looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does. I wish you could see the green online on
I think you can see it now. Anyway,
a little bit.
let's
Yeah.
talk about the green light a little bit.
All right.
And we're going to have somebody coming in.
Anthony Prince, Royce was talking
Uh-huh.
earlier about his other duties within the city, but he also works with Visit Jacksonville NC.
Okay.
And he's going to be in here tomorrow explaining the whole green
The green light.
light and what we're urging all the citizens of the county
What-
to
it-
do to
it's-
honor the veterans.
As you found out, it's kind of difficult, right?
Yeah, it was difficult finding a green candle. So I've been several times to several stores to try to find one. And finally, I heard there were some in here and there. So I went to Hobby Lobby.
Uh-huh.
And they come 3 in a pack, but of course there's no green light bulbs, so I had to buy spray paint to paint the light bulbs. And but these are really cool.
Don't do that with regular light bulbs.
Yeah, I know that.
Because the regular light bulbs produce a lot of heat. And
Right.
that green paint may be a problem on those. But
Yes,
get LED.
yes.
Make sure you get LED.
Right.
There's no heat generated from that.
Well, these are actually plastic type light
Uh-huh.
bulbs, and so it made it easy. But
Yeah.
the Veterans Tribute, I'm bringing it up right now because it was sent to me, is Jacksonville's Veterans Tribute.
Mhm.
And it's a website you can go to, and I just lost it again.
This is kind of spooky looking on
It's
camera
really
up there,
neat.
isn't it? I like it.
Veterans Tribute returns with a full list of activities, including the annual Veterans Parade, which is this Saturday,
Uh-huh.
which is being broadcast by WSME. And it's got Veterans Walk of Honor. Anthony's going to be telling us all about that. Self-guided
That's-
tours for
that's
the
tomorrow,
Beirut
right?
Memorial. Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Dr. Rosemary Stein, good morning, Doc. What's up?
Good morning. We just went out yesterday, Dave and I, and we cast our vote.
Well,
Yay.
thank you.
Did you write me in for anything?
I can't say I did.
Okay. Well, good.
Maybe next time.
Okay.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Right.
But that would be unusual because you're not in my district.
Well, I'm in North Carolina. You've got to
Still,
vote for
your
Senate.
votes for the state count.
All right. Yeah, I could have done that. Rayford for Senate.
There you go.
Why not?
Anyway, I keep reading that we're so sick in North Carolina. Well, with North Carolina and the other 49 states, and the District of Columbia, I guess, is a pandemic. Just looking at it, there's a lot of sickness going across the country right now.
Well, if you remember what I predicted,
Yes, you did.
it was that putting people inside homes, separating one from the other, putting the masks on when they were together, was not going to do a lot of good for immune system.
It did
And
not.
there you go. It did not.
And
It was sort of easy to see, but nobody wanted to listen. You have to build up an immune system. And so we didn't, and we're suffering the well, our poor kids mostly, because they have to be stuck together in a school. I guess you could separate them for years and years and years and have them have a very terrible education for more years so that their immune system doesn't have to go through this.
Well, just to go back a couple of years, I wonder if for these kids who were required or mandated, hey, you had no choice but to wear a mask when you were in school. I wonder if they did that on the school buses as well. If not, duh.
The school bus driver would actually stop
Really?
until everybody had their masks on. So the kids would tell me these stories.
Wow. Oh, what a
Yep,
mess.
it's a wow, all right.
Yeah, what a mess. What a mess. Brought us to where we are now. Infected, inflicted, and getting worse.
Yes, this
Well,
RSV is really bad right now.
it is, and the flu as well. And see, the thing is that to build an optimal immune system, you have to get sick. But the trick of it is that not everybody gets sick at the same time.
Right.
But because you put them all in school, and this is the first year since the pandemic that they are in school together, they're all sick together.
Mhm.
So it's not rocket science, but it appears that we're just not thinking about what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting notices from my insurance company. Have you had your flu shot yet? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Have you had your shingle shot? Yes, I had that too. Have you had? Yes, got all of that. Tell me why my insurance company calls me at this time. Is it because of my age and wants to come by to do a wellness check on me?
What?
They want to come to my
Oh,
house. They
to
keep
do a wellness check.
to be sure that I'm. What do they ask you? I'm not allowing it, by the way. I've got
Good,
doctors for
good.
that.
Right.
Well, I guess because they're paying bills that you have, they consider you their ward, and they want to make sure that their money is being well spent. So that's where that is. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to subject you to it unless you say yes.
Oh,
So you can say yes. So
yeah.
so just keep on saying no.
Get off of my phone unless you're going to pay my bills. Do not call me. Spend the 52 cents or 58 cents, whatever the cost of postage is. To send me a letter. I'll throw that into the garbage too. But I'm going to hang up on you very fast.
What
Unless
type of insurance is doing this?
It's Humana, and it's not the only one.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
I have them. No, it's my health that I am concerned about, and I've got doctors, as you know, because you get the bills. Humana, you get the bills when I go see my doctor.
Right.
So why are you?
So they have all of this in the system, so they know the answers, but it's just a way to edge themselves inside your house. Like I said, they feel that they're paying out more than what you are paying, so they're going to give you a hard time. But they cannot force you to do any of this.
Oh, they can
So
try.
it just feels bad.
And it's like when I go see a new doctor, as I was sent to see these specialists earlier this year, of which I fired 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I was sent to see these specialists, and one of the questions on you fill out this new form because you're a new patient. You got any guns in your house?
Well,
That was a question.
Yeah, that's
Right.
really interesting because that question was historically for the last 20, maybe 30 years on the pediatric intake information. And supposedly the reason that it was on there is so that we could remind the parents that their guns needed to be locked up. But what is it doing on adult intake forms?
I don't have any kids in my house. I'm way too old for that.
That's right.
The youngest thing in my house is my dog. He can't pick up a gun.
Well, you're talking about Humana wanting to visit you. Blue
It's not
Cross
gonna
Blue
happen.
Shield used to send out $50 gift cards to me.
You can
this
keep it.
is towards your getting what you need to get every year to stay healthy.
No.
I wish they'd do that again. I need groceries.
Yeah, you could get a half a steak for that.
I
couldn't
could
you?
get vegetables to be healthy, right?
That's right. Only that there's a string attached.
Yes,
So
there
be
is a string
very
attached.
careful
Yes,
of what you
ma'am.
take, folks.
Yes.
So whenever you take that money,
Mhm.
they will give you 10 phone calls for every dollar.
Right. Well, mine could only be used for healthcare, like for appointments and stuff like that.
Well, that's fine.
Medicine,
I,
but
I've written down Dr. Rose's telephone number, so when they ask me what my number is, I always put her number down.
leave her out.
Oh,
of it.
that's that
my
funny number that I
gosh.
see.
Oh my gosh.
I got it, at one point in time, way back when I would leave town, I would forward my calls. Remember when a lot of
Yes,
people
I
did
used to
that?
do that.
You know what I
yes.
forwarded it to? I'd do a circle till I found a number that number you've called is no longer in service.
You
Yeah.
were just not right.
I forwarded
Very-
I forwarded my phone to that, and I was gone for 2 weeks at a time.
There you
Right.
go.
Well, Dr. Rose, have you got any special young patients you'd like to tell us about? Anybody special that you'd like to put a word out on? Because I know I see your
About
Facebook post and you have some
oh,
precious
I see.
patients.
Like good little
Good
news.
good ones,
Yes,
yes.
good
Oh,
ones.
yes. Let's see. Let me try to remember. I just saw as I was coming into work, the cutest little girl, and she gets the worst
Oh.
allergic reaction to her. Mom ran in yesterday.
Mm.
Kid's face is all swollen up. I had to tell her, remember when she's that bad, you got to go to the hospital just in case your throat is closing up.
Mhm.
Also, so she's supervised and everything. But she's the sweetest little girl. I'm going to go in to see her in a few minutes. Just sat there and cooed, even though she was feeling miserable. And she has an older sister. She's 6, and just wanted to hog the attention as well. And her mom is now expecting a baby, but this
Oh,
mom has
wow.
come a long way. She's a farm tech, trying to do everything really well with dad. And they've just thrived so much as a family. They're the sweetest people, and I just love the way that they're raising their kids, and they're always clean and always so sweet and courteous. So
Oh,
I'm going to
that's
put a
awesome.
big plug in for that mom.
Oh,
I'm very
that's
proud
great.
of her. She's young, and she's not. I don't think she's even 30 years old. She's got this family, and she's taking good care of her kids. And it reminds me that I'm doing this job, for tomorrow's kids that are going to be grown-ups by then.
Right.
I love people like you who do that.
Yeah, she has a lot of
She-
wonderful, heartfelt stories
Yeah.
on her patients on her Facebook
Well, that
page.
wasn't even a story. It was just
Right.
I just remembered that little girl. Oh, and by
Your
the way, when I came
observations.
around the corner and I saw her little face,
Hmm.
it looks fine now. All that
Oh, that's
terrible
good.
swelling
Good.
from yesterday is all gone.
And some of the getting better techniques are because of what you say and what you do as a parent, your doctor. There is a bedside manner
Right.
that's
That is
involved.
true.
That is involved in making people feel better. To feel better about themselves. Well, guess what? They get better all of a sudden.
Yes, they do.
That's absolutely true, and I think that exists a little too little
Yes, it does.
in medicine today, where the human touch, I think, is one of the most important parts of medicine. And when you talk to them like people, and you dare to take your mask off for a moment just so that they could see your smile, unless the patient is sick, I hardly wear my mask for kids at all, because they
Good.
need to see that it's me,
That's
and
right.
that I'm there for them, and that I'm smiling at them. But it's hard to smile through a mask.
Yeah.
It is
Well,
very much
So, and
so.
kids don't understand that. So I make sure that whenever possible, if they don't have the flu or some crud that I have to make sure that I don't catch, that they actually see my face. And I think that is something that we could be doing in medicine a lot better, whether you're a doctor, a nurse, a physical therapist, etc.
Yeah.
We can be giving them the human touch a lot
Absolutely.
more, and with heart. I
Yeah.
think that's the thing, to make sure that we add heart to medicine again.
no,
Right.
that would be
I
great.
love that.
Dr. Rosemary Stein, as always, thank you.
Yes.
You're very welcome. And just one plug for going out and voting, and take your kids over and have them fill out the card. If you haven't voted yet,
Right.
make sure that you vote, and whenever possible, vote the bad person out.
Absolutely.
There you go. We might not have anybody left if we voted all the bad people out.
Awesome.
Dr. Rose, thank you. We'll
Thank
see
you
you next
so
week.
much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. You're live and local Real Talk. Weather is next, and we'll be back with lights right after
All
these
right.
messages. I know you say you like to have a boat, right?
Yes.
Want to save $2,000?
On a $5,000 boat?
$2,000 off Aquasport 2100
Oh, nice.
center console. That's a 21 footer.
Wow, that's
21
nice.
footer in stock right now at Tideline Marine. And this is the only one that they've got available for $2,000 off. $2,000 is a significant chunk of
Yeah, it
change.
is.
Okay.
It's a good savings.
If you're looking for a boat, you think you won't have one, maybe for next spring or whenever. First of all, they've been in short supply. Lots of demand, but short supply. But Tideline Marine's got one for sale right now. 21 footer, brand new center console. $2,000 off. You can save it if you get there today or before it's gone.
Right.
All right. You can save
deal.
$2,000. They got a 230 Pro Bay boat. Free iPilot with that.
Nice.
Free co-pilot with an 18 to 20 foot Lund boat.
Co-pilot?
Co-pilot.
Okay.
Those are for trolling motors.
Gotcha.
Free 2-year extended warranty for the first 3 motors that are sold. You get a warranty for a new motor.
Right.
And if you buy it on a boat, you get a warranty for it, right? But Tideline is going to pick up the tab for an extended warranty.
Another good deal.
2 years.
That's great.
If you come in and you want to buy some fishing tackle, now's the time to stock up. You come in there any time this month. You'll get a $10 gift card for any tackle purchase over $50. You go in there and you
that's
buy
great.
$50 worth of tackle today. You get a $10 gift card. Come back and buy another $50 worth of tackle for $40.
And Christmas is
And
coming.
Christmas is right around the corner. There's all sorts of specials right now at Tideline Marine. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots today, seas 3 to 5, about 2 feet near shore. Dominant period 8 seconds, and really good. You can get out through the inlet today. Sounds and rivers only a moderate chop. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds 15 to 20, kicking up a bit. Gust to 25 knots tomorrow. Seas 3 to 5, except 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers will be choppy tomorrow. And on Friday, seas 4 to 6 feet offshore. Winds out of the east at 10 to 15 knots.
Okay. Well, today is mostly cloudy with a high near 74, north wind 5 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 55, north wind 3 to 6 miles per hour. Thursday, a slight chance of showers, partly sunny with a high near 73. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 58. Football Friday, mostly sunny with a high near
Yay.
78. Northeast winds 7 to 10 miles per hour, becoming east in the afternoon, and winds could gust as high as 15 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 61.
Hurricane Lisa.
Oh, no.
You know Hurricane Lisa, right? A maximum sustained winds of 75 miles per hour, located in the Caribbean, getting ready to make landfall somewhere around Nicaragua, in that neck of the woods. Hurricane Lisa. Not going to impact us here. That's the good news.
Mhm.
Now we have Tropical
Very.
Storm Martin. And Martin out there east, way off of Bermuda. So it's not going to impact anything. And it's still moving towards the east, northeast at 15 miles per hour. So
Right.
the tropics are looking okay this week.
This
for
week,
us.
yes.
For us.
Everything's looking okay.
Some other areas, we don't know. Good morning. Who's this?
I'm morning, Rafer. It's Chris.
Hey,
Good morning,
Chris.
Lee.
Good morning,
How you doing,
Chris.
Chris? What's up?
Good. I'm good. Quick comments, real fast, about Steve and some of his comments, and everyone's entitled to their opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and appreciate everybody calling in with theirs. I just want to say this. I find it interesting. Now, if you go back to the last president, President Trump, our economy was good. The country was in a much better state. I think we'll all agree, right?
I was in better shape.
Okay, so was I. So my point's going to be this. We're currently still in the worst inflation in 40 years.
Yep.
Gas prices are still up.
Yep.
Food prices are still up.
And climbing.
Shortages, gas prices. I'm sorry, Rayford.
And climbing. Food
And
prices.
climbing. Yet the quote leader of our country is jet setting around trying to help win Congress and Senate seats when he should be concentrating on helping Americans.
Yeah.
That's his job, not campaigning, to be helping Americans. And someone may say, well, he's helping Americans by keeping Democrats in control. That's a bunch of crapola, excuse my language. So my point is, I think, again, as I was mentioning yesterday, people really need to think before they mark those ballots and look at the big picture of where we're at and look where we were 4 years ago, 6 years ago, and where we're at after just 2 years of Democratic control.
Yeah.
Just take a look at it.
And I'm not here to bash our current president or our past president, but I do bash both of them on a regular basis. Our economy was in much better shape prior to 2021. I paid $2.12 a gallon for gasoline the day before, or maybe 2 days before the election in 2020.
Well, do you know just a bag of potato chips, the price has risen $2.05 on just a bag of potato chips.
I ain't eating no more potato
mean,
chips, I guess.
And I
apparently.
still can't get bologna.
I'm going to find some bologna.
Let me mention this to you, Lee, that you brought that up. I actually did contact the largest potato chip company, and I said, I understand you're doing this inflation and you're raising your prices on chips and stuff like that. However, I find it ironic that there's still only half a bag of chips and half a bag of air.
Absolutely true. Good for you.
And I contacted not the Coca-Cola company, the other one I'll mention, Pepsi, because in Jacksonville, North Carolina, right now you cannot find in a bottle, except a 16-ounce bottle.
Yeah.
You cannot find a bottle of caffeine-free Diet Pepsi in Eastern North Carolina.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
They say they can't. They say they can't get it. But if you want a 12-pack in a can, the price now is $7.79.
Well, they're coming out with this new thing now, the Coca-Cola company, where they're going to give you more cans or more bottles in a pack, but they're going to be a little bit smaller, but they're still going to cost you. So they think that they're going to fool us into thinking we're saving money.
Yep. They're going to surprise you.
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, y'all have a good day. I just wanted to bring that point across. You're welcome. Have a blessed day, both of you.
Yeah, you too, Chris. Thank you. Hey, Howard, how are you? Uh-oh. Howard be gone.
Well, before Howard calls back, I just wanted to tell you I found out the meaning of the green light.
Yes.
Is the simple action of changing one light to green, and it's intended to spark a national conversation regarding the recognition of veterans and green light them forward as valued members of our communities.
They are valued members of our community.
Absolutely.
I'm going to, for you folks in North Carolina, who you have your driver's license coming up for renewal, not your car license plate, but your driver's license.
Right.
If you're a veteran, take your DD-214 with you to the driver's license office when you go to renew your license. And on the bottom of that new driver's license that you get,
right,
they're going to put the word veteran there.
Right.
You're
That's
aware
awesome.
of that, right?
Did you? Well, I had heard that before. Of course, I didn't qualify, but so yours evidently has it.
Well, if I can get to mine,
right,
I'll show you.
I think Howard's trying to call us back.
Yeah, he is.
Tell him, hold on, Howard.
Howard, don't go away. We're coming your way, Howard. Well, I got every other card in here. They asked me for ID.
Why do you have so many cards?
They asked me for ID, and
you just all you need is your driver's license.
No. You see that?
All right.
See where it says down on the bottom there?
Yes, I do.
Right there, veteran. Okay. That means you can go to all sorts of places, and people say,
get a discount.
Are you military? Right. Are you former military? Are you whatever?
No. Lowe's will give you a discount too.
I know that
on certain items.
I get that.
Right.
10% off.
Right. That's a lot.
I use it regularly.
Yep.
So duh. Anyway, Howard, are you there?
I sure am.
Hi, Howard.
Thank you, veteran.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate that. Lowe's, though, I had to give them my military record,
Yeah.
a copy of it,
Oh,
for
really?
them to give me my discount. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I didn't mind, but, I mean, I got my discount, and I had to do a lot of repair to the house from the damage of Florence, and believe me, that 10% came in handy.
Oh, yeah.
It adds up.
Well, I
But
do
anyway-
it. I appreciate what they do, and the good thing, of course, I got my Lowe's card.
Yes, I have my Lowe's
and
too,
and
yes.
I took in the paperwork, and they listed me as prior military,
Right.
and so I've got the My Lowe's card, and you swipe that stupid little thing when you first go there,
And you
it
know,
tells you.
you don't even have to carry it anymore because
don't
when you go up there, you can hit the My Lowe's, put in your phone number, and boom,
There
there it
you go.
is.
Not a problem. So,
You know, it used to be
Right.
on your keychain, you had little
yeah,
cards for every store in town, and so
Yeah.
you would swipe that. Now they've got it where you just put your phone number in the machine, you're good.
well,
Thank goodness.
I've got. I don't have the cards for. I don't guess anybody else.
I mean, you got like Food Lion and Walmart.
Well-
Everybody, you get a discount card. I mean, I know I
You get a
used to
discount at Food Line?
well, you use the MVP card and you get stuff on sale and discounts and stuff. Well, think about it. My mechanic used to like, you got to quit putting all this on your keychain. It's not good for your ignition.
Yeah, that too.
Yes.
What's up, Howard?
Well, first of all, I wanted to tell Lee that Oscar Mayer bologna at Publix just around $7 for a pack.
I'm
And you
not
believe
paying that much.
Pack.
No.
I want a 5-pound block of it. How much is that going to cost
No,
me?
I'm talking about maybe 10 ounces.
I understand that.
know,
I
it's
want 5 pounds.
ridiculous.
Oh,
I-
not anymore. Like a good old friend of mine says from northern North Carolina, that dog ain't going to hunt.
Oh, you know what I heard
But anyway,
I'm going to find some.
what?
Rayford,
I'm
I
gonna bring
heard
it
that
in.
Moore's Barbecue is now making the bologna sandwich, fried bologna sandwich. It's on their menu now.
Really?
We've got.
You know what I'm-
We got to go.
You know
go
what I'm
live.
going to check for you, Lee?
What's that?
Riggs Family Farm has a meat market, and they're a customer of mine. I'm going to check later on if they got bologna, and I'll call you with that if they do.
good,
I'll call
yeah.
you with that
Who is this?
tomorrow's show. Riggs,
We may
they
have to
have
buy
like
it
a
in
pork
bulk and
market.
split it here.
Where's Riggs?
around the about the 1600 block of Belgrade Swansboro Road.
Really?
The family name is Riggs. The road is named after them.
I know.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
Riggs. You know.
Yeah.
I've known.
Do you know Johnny?
No, I mean I know the family name. I've
Right.
Yeah.
had experience with that
yeah.
way back
Donnie's a good friend of mine.
when.
Donnie's a good friend of mine.
I want some
But anyway,
bologna.
I got another friend of mine who I have encouraged to listen to the show.
Okay, good.
And
Thank you.
he listens every day like me now.
Nice.
Called me up. That's why I was on hold for you. He called me up. He says, Howard, he says, I heard that guy named Steve call and mention you as the last caller from yesterday. And he's, I know I got to worry about Howard having a heart attack. So I'm
Oh.
going to call him quick and make sure he's okay.
Well,
But
Howard,
anyway,
what's your
I-
friend's name?
yeah.
What's your friend's name?
My Terry.
Well, Terry, welcome. And we
Welcome
appreciate
aboard.
you listening.
And feel free to call us at any time.
Navy veteran.
All
And
right.
I told him first time I met him, he said he was a Navy vet. I
Uh-huh.
said, well, nobody's perfect. But no, Navy
Ooh.
guys said the Swabbies are good.
My dad used
Swabbies
to
are
say that all the
great.
time, too.
But I have a confession, guys. Now, Rayford knows that I followed him from the other station, right, Rayford?
Yes, sir.
Right. So did
Yep.
I.
And I'm as you well know, I'm an Army veteran. And first of all, I mentioned I'm a proponent of Dr. Murphy, and before him, I was a really proponent of Congressman Jones, God rest his
Right.
soul.
Mhm.
I know he's in heaven if there
He's
was a
fine
man that
man.
was destined for heaven. But the thing is, I had a problem with a VA issue, and I called Dr. Murphy's office. They called me back. I didn't leave them. I left a message, and I shot him an email. They called me back the same day, and they got on my problem right away and solved it.
Good.
So he is 100% for us veterans. Okay.
Yes, he is. I
And
tell you that.
I will not tolerate anybody blasting him because Rayford and Lee, you both know he doesn't have to do this. This congressman
No,
thing. He's got a great practice.
he takes a
He
pay
does.
cut every time he has to go to Washington.
That's right. Because he was.
Exactly. So the thing is, he's doing this for us. He's not doing it for himself.
Right.
He doesn't have to be there for 50 years like some people whose name we ain't going to mention. But the bottom line is this: when somebody calls my opinion childish or insane, I get my quills up. It's just the way I am. That's the way I was built. And bottom line is, yesterday when I called you, it was the end of the show almost. I mentioned Stacey Abrams, Hillary Clinton, Al Gore, and a host of others that anytime they lose, they cry. Or they say it was stolen. And granted, Republicans do the same thing. I am not a Trump supporter I don't know whoever got it in their mind that I was a Trump supporter, but did I vote for him? Yeah. You think I'm going to vote for Biden? That dog ain't going to hunt either. But the bottom line is, in the primary, if he runs, I will not be voting for him because I don't think he's good for the party. I don't think he's good for the country. There's just too much controversy going on.
Yep.
But I just do not like it when somebody takes me to task and says that I'm childish or insane with my opinion, because I don't think that's professional or it doesn't dignify the show. And, I cooled off because I have a confession to make. I actually turned you guys off for about 20 minutes. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it because of the cheap shot. And, I know you like him. And hey, sometimes when he calls, he's entertaining. I agree with Tim on that, But there's other times, like Tim said, and he was only joking, but he was, Tim, sometimes he does that joking, but he's half serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Steve show sometimes, if you know what I mean,
Gotcha.
Because he calls multiple times. It's kind of, it's just other people want to talk too. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I would never insult him. I would never call him names, unlike other people. But the bottom line is, I miss Doug. Where the heck is Doug?
Hey,
he's lurking.
Doug's out there. He'll be back.
He's lurking.
I know.
All right.
I know, but at least, he flies the skull and crossbones and doesn't make any bones about it. So
there you go.
All right. Well, that's
Thank you,
all
sir.
I got. I vented. That's it.
Howard,
Okay.
we appreciate it, sir.
Yeah.
You take care.
All right.
Bye-bye. Got another caller. Who's this?
This is Louis.
Louis, can you hold
Hey,
off while
Louis.
we do a commercial break?
I can.
All right.
right,
I appreciate
thanks,
it. We'll
Louis.
be right back. You're live and local, Real Talk. And we're back. Got a couple of calls there. Robin, hang in there. Louis, you there?
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Y'all were talking earlier about the military
Yeah.
and how they can't get recruits and stuff. But it's always been that way. Every time the Democrats come in control, one of the first things they do is downsize our military and weaken our defenses. They did it under Jimmy Carter. Ronald Reagan built it back up. Under Clinton, he done it. Bush built it back up. Obama come in, he depleted it. Trump built it back up, and now look at it. It's been depleted again. Excuse me. And then Biden sells 1 million barrels of our strategic oil to China. And the strategic oil, as far as I've always known, is reserved for the military and only for a time of war. And now, from what he said, he's depleted all of that. So anyhow, I just wanted to run that out.
All right.
Well, thank
Hey,
you.
Louis.
That to y'all.
We appreciate that, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good comments, too.
All right, bud.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Okay, Robin. Rockin' Robin, how are you?
Robin.
Robin. Knock, knock, who's there? I hear you breathing in the background. I know you're alive.
He's probably ordering breakfast.
Robin. Robin.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
Robin, wake up. Wake up. I'm the one who's supposed to be asleep. I hear you in the background.
And not unless he just hit them. I don't know.
All right.
We'll just
We're
he'll
gonna
call back.
We got another caller too. So Robin, if you're in there, just hang on, listen to the telephone and nothing else. Who's this?
Hey guys, it's Steve again.
Hey, Steve
I figured
again.
I'd chime back in since I'm the topic this morning. It seems like.
Apparently you are.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. The first thing I'd like to say to everybody out there that's listening is that I try not to call in. I'm sure Rayford and Kelly both attest to this. I don't call in when they got guests on, when they're talking about Jacksonville and things, issues that don't pertain to me. And usually when I call in twice, it's because nobody's calling in, and Rayford's sitting there going, if anybody wants to talk or call, or, to call in, and he says that about 3 times, I'll call in. I won't let him just sit there begging for somebody to call.
I appreciate that. We give
Yes.
you the everybody gets the
So that's the
opportunity.
reason why. And I appreciate that y'all let me run along a lot of times than you with other people. That's very generous of you, especially when I have opinions that are opposition to yours a lot.
Mhm.
What I want to say right quick is I want to apologize to you, Rayford, because I said that what I said you said this morning, I was wrong. I went back and listened to it during the break. Kelly, you're actually the one that said it.
This is Lee.
I'm sorry, Lee. I'm sorry, Lee. You're actually the one that said it, and I'm not even going to comment on it any further than that. Just to say that I was wrong. You didn't say it, Rayford. I heard it. I thought it was you, but it was actually Lee that said it. If you want to go back and listen to it, you can.
We kind of look alike at times.
Hey.
Yeah. I won't watch it.
When the lights are off,
I was doing other things and listening and won't pay attention. But anyway, that was my stipulation for that. The thing I wanted to end with, right quick, I'll try and get off here, is that I didn't get to say before, is that, everybody wants people to let this Trump thing go, but that's not going to be possible. Trump's getting ready to be indicted. This is going to be all over the news. It's something that we all got to come to terms with. And the caller yesterday doesn't want me to let it go. He wants me to stick my head in the sand and ignore it because it's happening right now. To let something go, it would have had to have been done and over with and solved, and you're just still harping on it. So that's the point I want to get out there. Is it's not something that people are going to be able to let go because it's getting ready to blow up in the news. Mm-hmm. It's going to be all over your news. Once they drop an indictment on him, that's all you're going to hear about.
If they do. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I'm really seriously. Should he be? That's up to the people on the grant. I'm not convinced you're going to get a majority of a federal grand jury to vote for that. Doesn't have to be.
I believe the one on the documents is a slam dunk. It's going to be hard for them to say to get out of charging him for that.
You have not been in front of a jury like I have been on many occasions.
I'll concede that to you.
So,
I'll say at this point that the evidence for a charge is somewhat overwhelming.
Evidence sometimes
the evidence
in
the public eye is somewhat overwhelming for a charge. But anyway,
right,
I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Appreciate
Y'all have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.
Robin, are you back?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, finally.
We can, yes. We listen to you order breakfast.
We listen to you breathing.
Yeah, I was having some technical difficulties here, but I kind of straightened them out.
All right. What's
Sorry about that. I heard you say Rockin' Robin, so I'm like, oh man.
that?
Anyway, I just wanted to call in and just to let everybody remind everybody, because I haven't heard much about it other than some discussion. But hey, this is the last week of early voting, and early voting ends. I guess it's Saturday.
Saturday, 3:00.
Saturday.
That's right. Now I want to encourage everybody that, to get out and vote. This is an important midterm election, both for the local election, state, and national election. So I just want to encourage everybody to get out there. Vote who you want for whatever particular office, and to be conscious of that and make the effort to get out there. I mean, this is your privilege to vote, and if you have something to say or you want to make changes or whatever, this is your opportunity to do it. And I just don't want people to negate that idea and then complain later on. If you don't vote, then you don't really have a reason to complain. And this is a golden opportunity for all our citizens to get out there and vote for the candidate of their choice.
Yeah. Well, you have a right not to vote. You have a right to vote. You have I think you have a responsibility to vote personally.
Exactly.
There is the right that's there, but you don't have to vote. It's kind of like freedom of religion is also freedom from religion. It's your right. I encourage you to do one thing or the other, but it's your responsibility to this country and the future of this country, the future of the men and women who are serving this country. I really feel it's your responsibility.
It is. And, people need to understand that, too. If you want to affect change, whether it be the local, from the local elections to the state or national elections, this is your opportunity to voice your,
it is
to voice your opinion and to cast your vote. And if you don't vote, that's your right too. I agree with you. That's your right. But at the same time, if you don't vote,
you ain't got no right to complain.
That's right. That's right. So, let democracy take its course. Get out there and vote. If you win or lose, regardless of the fact that you went out and voted and you voiced your opinion, I think it's important. We need to get our people out there. We need to get everybody out there to vote, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever you might be. Just go cast your vote, because it is important.
I will I will say it again. In the words of every football coach, every basketball coach in this country, especially at the high school level, wait till next year. If you don't win this year, wait till next year. Right. That doesn't mean we ain't going to fight and play to win. It means that if we don't win, there's always next year or the year
Absolutely.
After. So
this year, most people like to vote on voting day, and that's great.
That's me.
Something I understand that. There's a lot of traditionalists out there that wait till the last day, but I avoided the gauntlet, of all the candidates that are at the line. So I voted the first day, casted my vote for those that I felt were worthy of my vote, and was done with it. Yeah. And now we just have to sit back next week and see what the results are, and we'll go from there. But the biggest thing is people to get involved, to get out there, to cast their vote. Like you said, it's a responsibility, it's a privilege.
It is.
So I just wanted to pass that on, because you hear a lot of rhetoric from this or that. You hear a lot of arguments about this or that. I couldn't care less about all that rhetoric, whether this person said this or whether this person said that. But I just think the community needs to hear the fact that we have an election. Let them know there's an election here in the country, and they need to get out there and cast their vote.
Absolutely. Robin, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
You're live and local Real Talk. Don't go too far from your radio. We'll be right back with closing remarks. All right, we're back, and
Yes, we are.
caught us by surprise there for a minute
Yeah, we were talking numbers.
because of the time frame. Yeah, we've had over 17%,
No, I
It's
wouldn't say it was that much. A little over
11%. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
about
Uh,
11 a little over 11% of the voters.
11% of the voters in Onslow County have voted during this midterm.
Right.
Now, so far,
Right.
early voting.
Right.
And we have today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and
Right.
Saturday. 4 more days of early
I
voting.
think it's running just about normal for
Okay.
midterms. Midterms, we usually have anywhere from a 33 to a 36% turnout total.
Yeah, and I've seen some lower in other areas, but
Yes.
Onslow County does vote
Yes.
sometimes, especially if there are
Right.
issues. They do turn out pretty well.
Right.
So I'm anticipating we're probably going to reach that level already before next Tuesday.
I don't know. It,
Well,
it
you know, we
depends.
get 25, 30% early voting and
Right.
absentee voting.
Right.
That will be a significant difference.
Yes, it will be.
So, but I'll see you all at the polls on
Yes.
Tuesday next.
I'm still banking on a total of about 36%.
You think that?
That's my guesstimate right now.
What's
I
wrong
hope
with the
I'm
rest
wrong.
of you?
I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're totally wrong. It
That's
better
right.
be. I would like to see 60% turnout.
I don't. You're not going to see that.
No, we probably won't. But you know what? It's important.
Right.
We are dealing with one of 100 senators.
It should be like a 90% every
It
single election
should
cycle.
be. And we don't know how our military is going to vote
Right.
because they don't count
That's right.
in this district, in
That's right.
Onslow County or in North Carolina. In most
Mhm.
cases, they vote back home,
Right.
wherever back home is. Well, home is where you put your head at
That's
night.
right.
Okay.
Right.
If you're going to be there, be here. My friends in the military, all those folks out there, you should be registered to vote in North Carolina, in Onslow County,
Yes.
in
Yes.
my opinion.
I
If you're
agree.
going to be here for 3 years, vote here. Because can you imagine the impact of our military on local elections?
Oh yes, huge impact. Huge
Because
impact.
you're a big chunk of the Onslow County.
Well, and most of them have been living here for a couple years. They're
Yeah.
usually stationed here for what, 4 years at a
3
time,
years
something
or
like
so.
that. And it
I
would be great to have
it-
their votes in on what's happening with
back
them.
in the day when you were here for 12 months,
Right.
that's not the way it is anymore.
Right.
If you know what you did today, voting today wouldn't matter in 12 months because you're done, you're gone. But that's not
Right.
the case anymore. 3 years
Right.
is normal. So
And
anyway,
on the other discussion, real quick, and I'll make this fast because I know we're out of time. But when I said that the military had become weak, maybe I need to clear it. We've talked about this many of a time, but the problem is the numbers are dwindling right
Yeah.
now. And on current trends, the outlook is troubling. To meet its overall goal of active duty force of 1.3 million, the military needs to bring in roughly 150,000 new recruits
that's a
this
lot.
year. And right now it says it could end the year with as few as 445,000 troops, nearly 40,000 smaller than the force size authorized by Congress.
Mm,
And that's what we've been talking about. So when I say weak, I just mean in numbers. Maybe I should have clarified that better.
weakened.
Right.
I mean, they're well trained. Those
Yes.
that are there. But I
Yes.
mean, you got a force of 1, and he's the only well trained person you've
I'm
got.
so happy I live right here at a military base
Yeah.
because its bombs started dropping. And I know our Marines are going to protect us.
Absolutely. Well, it's not only that, but your dad was one.
That's right. That's
So
right.
it's not that we're bashing whoever.
And you know how I feel about my military.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you know.
There's no doubt about it. Okay. We'll see you in the morning. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom, 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now 10 o'clock. The dose of the Daily D's. How's that sound? And then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, our little buddy, Hollywood in the house.